Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament of the Christian Bible. The Ketuvim is part of the Jewish text, in case you're wondering. That was the original text. But I use the King James Version because, as I've explained in prior episodes, I am actually descended about fifth removed from the royal family of Tudor, which I believe James was one. And that is why I used his version of the book. It is also the correct version because it says our story perfectly. And that story is the story of the creation of the people of Zion through the prophecy that I've already fulfilled. I love saying that. Anyway, the prophecy that I'm talking about is from the Old Testament of the Hebrew Christian Bible, and it foretells in great detail the creation of the war on drugs and the subsequent nation of Zion that is the result. That is just fantastic. Now, since 1939, the United States government and other countries around the world have instituted an unconstitutional, immoral, unwinnable, unjustifiable police action against an innocent people who have done absolutely nothing wrong. Sounds pretty fantastic, huh? That's what the Bible says. We have been put away for naught, for a thing of naught, for nothing. Our laws are made up by the precepts of men who seek out iniquity and rob the poor, the widow, and the fatherless. They actually create the fatherless, by the way. The war on drugs is supposed to be this moral crusade against a terrible evil that perpetuates the land and is going to destroy us all. Yeah, right. The people of Zion, the people who use drugs, they are not the problem of this society. They are the solution to this society. Now, it all began with marijuana. Marijuana, if you ask the scientists, they will tell you, is only related to one other plant on this entire planet, hemp. Now, these two plants have no other earthly relatives. Why? Because they're not from this planet. Marijuana and hemp both originated off-world with the homeworld of the gray. It is like carrots to them. It is a part of their nutritional intake. It's a food source. And it is a gray enabling plant. It has in it THC. And THC is a chemical used in our brains. It masks a particular portion of our genetic code. The only way to access this code of genetics, which leads to telepathy and higher brain functions, is through the introduction of THC or a terrible trauma. I had both. And I was already predisposed to be telepathic because of my lineage. I am descended from the House of Tudor, the House of Hines, which is of the British lineage or the Irish. I am Druid. I am the equivalent of a druid priestess, a high priestess. And my name comes from the druidic line. I am Brenda Hines, and I am named for Bryn Hines in Neth, which is an ancient druidess priestess. And it is from her that I get half of my latent telepathic abilities. The other half I get from my Germanic line, from my mother's side. Not quite as royal, but still steeped in druidic energies. And all of this ability was activated by my trauma as a child and my introduction to marijuana. Now, THC activates latent genetic genes, creating telepaths out of ordinary humans, and strong telepaths out of predisposed telepathic humans. And the Grey have gone to great lengths to lead these latent telepaths to the tree of life, which is marijuana. Up until 1939, marijuana was not a thing on this planet. Its use had been submerged by the Grey. Very few humans used marijuana in the interim 3,000 years that the Grey have been gone. And that was on purpose, because they wanted to suppress the telepathic abilities so that we would not destroy ourselves. Because ask anyone who is a psychic or who knows spiritual matters, a telepath is a very powerful type of being. And I know this because I am one, a strong one. And I come to champion the cause of others of my sort, the drug users. Now, if you use drugs, you have been led to it by those who have chosen you to be worthy of them. Just the very fact that you rejected society and found your way to drugs means that you are worthy of a higher calling. That is step one to becoming a priest or priestess of the Grey. You have to get high, because only then can you enhance your abilities and become telepathic, able to communicate with them, and to do other things that they will teach you to do on their behalf and on the behalf of humanity. Now, it's important that the true telepaths be led to the marijuana to both activate them and to guide them into becoming the best that they could be. That was done through the oppression of the prohibition of marijuana and other drugs. By oppressing us, they have forced us to grow up, spiritually speaking. We had to learn to trust each other to avoid the narcs. We had to learn to sacrifice ourselves for others so that others would not go into, or we became narcs. We had to make that moral choice. Will we be loyal to our way of life and our friends and our family members, the ones that we love? Or will we go to prison for them? Or will we narc on them and force them to go to prison in our stead? Of course, those who narc are the bad guys. Because, come on, seriously. You force somebody else to go to prison because you narked on them? You sacrifice somebody else for yourself, as opposed to my people who sacrifice themselves for others. Every dealer who goes to prison or on probation or drug court or whatever the fuck you want to call the oppression, they stand up in righteousness to defend themselves and their loved ones from evil, called Narcus. The narcs are the evil ones who have fallen from their glory, forsaken their righteousness, and become like those who oppress us. But those of us who have been true to the drugs, who have suffered at the hands of humanity, the police, parents, and loved ones, how can you say that you love my children when you force them into terrible circumstances in the name of your hype? The war on drugs is unconstitutional. It was created that way. And all those who are oppressed by it are saints. Read the Bible. That's what Isaiah says. That's what they all say. If you don't believe me, read the book. Don't take my word for it. Read Isaiah. Read Isaiah, and then look at the war on drugs. It's right there, plain black and white words. Rearrange them so that everything is in its proper order, which is exactly what I did in the Book of Zion. I took out all the passages about the stuff that was supposed to happen in that day, at that time, when, and I put them together. And I came up with the war on drugs, with myself as the champion of the drug users' cause. And I proudly stand up for them, because they are worthy of me and them. And if you don't believe me, I don't care. Because I'm not here for you. If you don't choose to believe me, I'm not here for you. I'm here for that third of humanity that is smart enough to say, hey, Ezekiel says that. Daniel actually said, wow, she's right. Because it's right there. Look it up. Unless you're too afraid to. Are you afraid to see what Isaiah really has to say about Jesus, Christianity, the cross, and drugs? About America and its current downfall? Because America is not surviving what's happening right now. Black Lives Matter is going to end in a revolution. That's what Isaiah says. Trump is the basis of men put into power to topple this god-awful country called America. America is going down, and Zion is rising. My beautiful people are in the streets. They're all wearing face masks to protect them from the disease, the plague that has been unleashed by global warming. And I'm here representing God, who's here to help. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, keep you from all harm, and teach you right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Be the joy, my people. Spread the joy. Be happy and high, because you have every right and every reason to. Know that the Grey love you. They created you, and they have beautiful plans for you. So until next time, I'm going to say later now. Love you. I'll never say goodbye.